Hey Clashers, it's Clan War time, but we have it with the event style. This means we're going to use an event troop army every single time. So we're starting things off with the dragons, then we have an army for the Firecrackers as well. So we're going to have a ton of event troop action in this Clan War, and I think we're starting things off with the number 6 base. This is a classic box base, which I like to attack quite a bit with those recall spells, which means what we're going to do is we're going to charge in here from the top side. I want to get something out like this. That would be amazing. Then we're going to recall that queen to the other side and then have her walk into this small channel. And we have the dragons right through the center, right into the middle of the base. And then we have the wall break hopefully happening exactly on this corner. So we can send the king in as well with the royal champion. And our queen pushes in there as well. That's the overall hope. Let's see if that's going to happen. Let's jump in and hopefully claim 3 stars. Let's get ready. The one thing I like the most about those recall attacks right now is that we can use the archer puppet and the frozen arrow together, because I think they're a few of the strongest equipments right now for the queen. And typically you need the safety net with the invisibility vial, but with this combination, because the queen typically stays further on the outside, you don't need it that much. As well, I have flipped the plan because I think I can funnel easier from the top side with the sneaky goblins than funneling over here, and that's why we're going in with the queen, starting things off on this side. The 4 healers in obviously as well, and then I'm going to take down the mortar, and this allows me to flinger this entire part of the base. This is the overall plan, or like approach for this one. So flinger is in. As soon as the mortar is gone, we can recall that queen, get everything in there, and then have hopefully a nice time with the attack overall. I think I would take that as well, and then we recall the queen now. Now at the top side, just like that. We can already do the sneaky goblin here. Can we do one sneaky goblin here to funnel? That might be hopefully a good idea. I don't know. Because the queen has to go inside now, or do we have to deploy something or freeze something? Hopefully not. I cannot lose any healers with this combination. I think that would be a nightmare to get back from. The queen is still looking good. Now the heat... Quickly. We have to be really quick. Everything in here. Rage it up. I have to rage up the queen. No! How did that not go down? That is... Queen, come back. Please, I beg you. Come back. Okay, perfect. She is. Another rage. Warden Blissey, we have to use that early, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But let's use the king. Get that wall break going. Poison. I think we are still fine here, guys. So, now the freeze. The monolith has to go down. That's our biggest objective right now. Queen has to stay alive as well, which is another big objective, don't get me wrong. But I think otherwise, we are looking fine with the queen walking around the corner then. The king still having her stability. We can use that in just a second, just like right now. And then the king is tanking. Ooh, that monolith has to go down. Please, Warden. Yes, Warden. And that flinger is amazing. That flinger value was crazy, not gonna lie. We have this. We can break everything out again if we have to, like for time purposes and stuff. But I think we're looking good. The dragons have done their job. They were just supposed to take down everything around the tunnel and behind the tunnel, and we're fine with that. Roger ability, and take a look at that. The queen staying safe, even though we're turning her into a glass cannon because of all of the damage. And I have seen so many people saying like Archer Puppet is like the worst equipment and stuff like that. I don't know if those people are playing the game. Like, this equipment is crazy. How much time you can save in your attacks with the passive damage boost. It has to... I don't know. I think I actually ranked it way too low considering how good it actually is and how well it synergizes with the frost arrow as well, especially in those recall attacks. But that was just the first attack. Let's move on to the next base. Well, the best use case for the Firecrackers has to be behind the tank. And since I'm playing Tower 16, we have the Root Riders available, and that's why we're going to use them together, because it is the strongest combination for the Firecrackers. So this means we're going to have some funneling on the outside, which means like Root Riders and some Firecrackers to funnel the outside corners. And then we have the main push going through the core with the lock launcher together. I know some things will split to the side, but I think eventually everything will reach that town hall because we have so much firepower with those Firecrackers behind the Root Riders. So I'm really trusting into my troops there that we have the power to reach all the way to the other side of the town hall. Let's just dive in, and hopefully that the Root Riders and the Firecrackers are strong enough to claim us 3 stars. I don't like this strategy too much because it is just like putting everything in there. I know some people like it. I I know some people dislike it. Personally, I just don't like it too much. And at the same time, though, it is the strongest combination for the Firecrackers for the higher town level. Root Riders, Firecrackers combined are just insanely strong. So let's see if I can showcase here that with this attack. So we're having on the outside some Root Riders, some of the Firecrackers behind. So let's just do that. Then like this. Nice. The Ice Golem. Everything in there. Log Launcher. Put just everything in there. Headhunters, freeze that, and at this point we just non-stop try to freeze everything, which is annoying us. So like those defenses on the flanks, which should be pretty annoying, not gonna lie. But hey, we have a ton of freezes, and that's why I like to bring this, making sure that, well, everything stays alive. Now this warden ability now as well, we're catching pretty much everything. We can add the Royal Gem on the outside on that flank, which is kind of struggling because of a ton of traps and stuff. And now we're just supporting whatever is needed with our spells. But I feel like so far we're looking really, really solid with the attack. We have some troops in the core. Some are going towards the town hall. I think we can just freeze that as well. Queen is going to get to the town hall as well. So let's rage her to do some cleanup. And that should be then already alright. Correct? I think we're correct with this one. Royal ability to clear out some defenses. She's not skipping the cannon. We can use our own king ability. The queen is freezing everything. I think she's not freezing everything. She's just freezing the defending king, which is not that good for us, but it shouldn't really matter. We still have the queen ability, so that's no problem. Since we have the invisibility, we just one-shot all of those back-end defenses. I think on this one, by the way, as well, you could possibly use the archer puppet and the frozen arrow. I have to admit, I think as I already said, I think I completely ranked this equipment too low. I think the Archer Puppet is one of the low-key strongest equipments in the game, even though it sounds weird because the Barbarian King on the other side is one of the weakest. But the Archer Puppet, just because of the stats, like, don't get me wrong, the ability is bad, but the stats which this equipment provides is just insane. And having the double damage, 300 DPS over the entire attack non-stop, because those are base stats increase. Like, they're not connected to the ability, they're passive. They're non-stop on that queen. Plus 300 if you add the frozen arrow and the archer puppet together. That is just madness, how much more damage that is. And if you ever have time issues, but you're good enough to keep your queen alive, the frozen arrow and the archer puppet are just so strong. Last but not least, I think I have another really cool Azure Dragon plan. So the idea on this one is that we're going to take advantage of this right corner, because we have a lot of defenses which are not covered by any mortars whatsoever. So we should be able to take down all of those defenses with the flame flinger, which is crazy value. So as soon as we're doing that, we're placing the queen on the other side, walking then in here, and we have then the Azure Dragon starting into the town hall. We have to be careful with this, well, invisibility tower behind the town hall, but I think we should be able to manage that. And as soon as that core is gone, like, if the Azure Dragons get something like this, that would be optimal, because then I can send in my king, the queen is going to join up with the Barbarian King and the Royal Champion, and we can hopefully overpower this back end of the base. Let's dive in, let's hopefully claim 30 stars, and let's obviously have some fun. Because there is a lot of damage on my queen, I have to go with the invisibility vial, even though I'm a huge fan of the archer puppet. But on this one, I think it's just better. We have otherwise classic combinations. I mean, nothing too fancy here. But I think we want to start things off with that flame flinger. So let's get that started. We have the here. Now just like that. There's no Tesla coming up, which is already solid. Good stuff for us. Nothing too fancy is happening here. Hopefully the queen is not going to skip that air defense. That would be really bad. But hey, I'm just trusting my queen. I'm just trusting the process, I guess, that she's going the right direction. So far, both sides are looking really optimal, which is always a nice thing to have. Remember, we don't really need to invest anything because of the nice frozen arrow equipment. And now let's get things started like that. Okay. Queen staying safe. That's nice. One wall break. Okay, that wall break is not going as planned, but it should be alright. It's not that big of an issue, hopefully. Down, let's freeze that, so it's not dealing too much damage. Then we can rage things up. We have to freeze this one, and then the warden ability. As soon as those troops are getting further inside, we can add the king on the outside as well. I hope the multi-inferno tower goes down soon, otherwise you might lose all of those healers, which is big surprise, but never a really good thing to have to happen. But hey, so far so good. One sneaky goblin here. And yes, the multi-inferno tower is gone, which is solid for us. Another rage, I have to get those things out there. So, do this. I mean, they are still alive. Take a look at that. They are still alive and wreck defenses left and right. This is insane. King ability. We can use some wizards here. Let's do this. Let's do that. I mean, this base just got obliterated. Take a look at that. Oh my goodness. The flame flinger is even still going. Baby Drake on the back end. Minion here. I don't know where to put everything because we just have too much stuff at this point alive. This base has not seen any day anymore. I mean, come on. This was just perfect. The perfect plan right there. You can just phrase whatever if you want to, but this is going to be guaranteed a 3-star for us, which is exactly what I was obviously hoping for. Plan went to perfection. The multi-inferno tower stayed alive a bit longer than I was hoping for, but didn't really matter in the end. We still got the 3-star. But you can tell already, I think my favorite for sure of the 2 event troops has to be the iTzu dragon, because you can combine them so well with queen charges. Yes, you can put like mass iTzu dragons as well, but I personally always feel like, at least for me, it is really hard to control them and keep them on their track. But if you're adding a queen charge, if you're adding a flame flinger, to me it's easier to control them, and this is where I can then showcase a bit better how much power they actually have, because I think they're really, really strong troops in general. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will hopefully see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.